Hello, brothers and sisters. Father Gary here with longtime parishioner Jerry Conlon. And in this version of Peter's Post, we just want to talk about an upcoming event, which is a part of our bicentennial celebration, and I'm kind of hoping becomes somewhat of an annual tradition here at St. Peter's. You know, November is fast upon us, and it's the month when we commemorate all of our faithful departed, and we pray for them in a most particular way. And we've got 200 years of parishioners that we should be praying for, especially during our bicentennial year, because in large part they've made this possible, what it is that we're celebrating this year. Did you know that St. Peter's used to have its own cemetery, but then when it was what did we say? It was closed because of the.
It was closed because it was small. It was 1 square block, and in the 1850s, it was felt that urban cemeteries were actually not for the public health. That there might be disease spread from these places. So the ideal of the rural cemetery came.
And so Mt Olivet Cemetery was just outside the district line at that time?
No. It was outside of the built-up city of Washington.
Yes.
It was on the farm of the Fenwick family. The Fenwick family were parishioners of St. Peter's, and they donated 40 acres on Bladensburg Road of their farm to be the first part of the cemetery.
And St. Peter's was one of 4 founding parishes,
right? Along with St. Matthew's, St. Patrick's, and St. Dominic's.
Okay. So long story short, we have a lot of former parishioners interred at Mt Olivet Cemetery. And what we would like to do this year on November the 6th, which is the first Saturday in November, closest to All Souls Day, is gather for Mass there in an outdoor setting, of course, at the cemetery. And we'll have a nice tent set up and heaters if we need them, or whatever we need to celebrate a really nice outdoor Mass, just to pray for our faithful departed. And then you might just mention a few things, because Jerry's been doing like an incredible amount of research on our cemetery and the folks from the parish that are interred there. So you might want to just talk about a little bit what you might be able to help.
Well, you've been referring to it as my digging, so I've been doing a lot of digging at the cemetery. But I think this is a great opportunity for members of the parish who've never been to Mt Olivet to visit this cemetery that's so important to our history. And after the Mass, I will give a brief presentation of the history of Mt Olivet, and then I plan to lead a tour, which I promise will not be more than a half an hour, 45 minutes at the most, with questions gratefully accepted on the way, where we will visit 8 locations of burial sites of people who are very important to St. Peter's, including some of our early parishioners, 4 actually, 3 of our pastors, and 1 assistant pastor, who are all at Mt Olivet, and we can talk about some of the more recent folks who have been buried at Mt Olivet, who are important to us. There's going to be a site set up where you can contact me at my email address with anything that you would like to tell us about your content, your relationship to Mt Olivet. Are you planning to be buried there? Is your family buried there? Do you know someone who's important, who's buried there? And we'll put all this together and make it all much more current. We're not just talking about the past. We're talking about the current, because for instance, I have a burial plot at Mt Olivet, and I'm going to be buried there. So there's a whole lot of recent history of folks who are, again, some of these stones that we have been talking about, who have built our parish and continue to build it for all these into the 3rd century now.
Okay, so hopefully we've planted a seed. We've got you interested in coming out on November the 6th at 11 a.m. in the morning to celebrate an outdoor Mass, and then participate in a a little tour. We'll also have some written materials and things there on the history of the cemetery for you to peruse. And there'll also be a self-guided.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. In addition to the tour that I will lead, each site will be marked, and there will be a map that you will have that I think is also going to be available on an app that you can do a self-guiding tour. And I will have an explanation of what it is you're looking at, who it is you're looking at, I should say, because these are all the graves of people important to St. Peter's.
All right, so look forward to seeing many of you there to help us pray for our faithful departed and learn some more of the history of St. Peter's Church and Mt Olivet Cemetery. You can just keep checking out our website, Facebook page, bulletins and such for information on how you're going to get there and park and all that kind of stuff. We'll provide all those details on those various.
And there's lots of parking.
Lots of parking. It's not a problem at all. Yeah. Okay, great to be with you this morning. God bless you, everybody.
Bye-bye.